There's one thing that will really help you in attaining your goals on the classical guitar, and without it, I will say that you'll never be able to reach the kind of goal of playing in public cleanly and beautifully, and that is your posture, how you're sitting while you play, how you hold the guitar, how your left hand moves, what your shoulders are doing. Those are things that I've noticed recently that I have problems with. I've known this for quite a while, but I just didn't become aware quite how bad it was. And one of the ways that you notice this is by recording yourself and looking at a video of yourself playing. There's nothing better and more honest than really seeing that. You can see what's really happening. And so as I started doing this series of videos, the Casual but Serious Guitarist, I noticed as I was playing those classical pieces I had memorized that it just didn't look right. It didn't look like a real guitarist playing those kind of things. And I could see my body moving around, my hitching up my shoulder, my arm was kind of back. It changes the angle of my fingers on the fretboard. And so I started looking at some videos of other people online, people that knew what they were doing. And I was noticing that the headstock seemed to be like, totally at a 90-degree angle to the ground for a lot of them. And I noticed that on mine it was back like this. So I thought, okay, maybe I've got to really watch that. Then I looked at a Segovia video and his was back like this. But the one thing that was common between Segovia and the people that had the headstock more the probably the correct form way was that their shoulders were totally motionless. They were not under tension. Their elbow was down in the front, close to the body of the guitar, totally relaxed, as if you're hanging from here and then the elbow just falls while you're playing. And so I started really working on that. I've only been doing this for a few days. And what you notice if you start changing your posture as you play and changing the way you hold your arms, that at first you'll get worse because all of the technique you've been building up to this time was all depending on a certain angle of attack, and it just doesn't work the same when you change that. But you got to do it anyway. And so I'm going to try it right here on one of the songs I was playing, just so I can look at this video and hopefully see a difference from what I was doing before. And I may end up playing this worse than I did before. But I will say when you do a practice session like this, afterwards, your body should be sitting in a relaxed way like this, and it shouldn't change when you start playing. And then when you're done, you'll walk away and your body won't feel like it was contorted, and you have to kind of recover from that. It should feel about the same. Maybe it'll feel like it stretched out in a good way in areas that you didn't have as much flexibility in because you needed to use that flexibility while you were playing. So anyway, let me try one of these songs here, and then we can see whether I'm following my own advice here, keeping a relaxed shoulders, totally relaxed arm hanging there. Let's see what happens. about your posture when you're playing guitar. I think this matters the most with the classical guitar. You can get away with quite a bit of bad habits when you're playing electric with some guitar with lower action that has amplification. But when you're playing a nylon string, higher action, and you got to get out a good solid tone acoustically, it really matters. And all of these little things in your posture that create inefficiencies will keep you from ever progressing if you don't eliminate them. So photograph yourself, take videos of yourself while you're playing, and compare them to some of the masters and see if you can figure out what you need to change. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe if you like this. This is Jeremy Hickerson, the casual but serious guitarist.